Hello friends, today's topic is useless degree. Let's rant.
Your major doesn't matter. Okay, hear me out. I'm gonna have people flanking me in the comments. Oh my gosh, that's so stupid. Of course your major matters. Look, if you're not gonna be an engineer, a doctor, nurse, or like a lawyer, it doesn't matter. Okay, let me tell you why. I graduated college early. I graduated in 3.5 years at like a really well-known school, very competitive school, very proud of myself, with a political science major. You wanna know what I wanted to do with that? Nothing. Do you want to know what I regret? My major. Not because it's not useful, because I think I actually have a lot of skills from it that are very useful in everyday life, but because it wasn't enjoyable for me. Also, I'm walking on my treadmill very slowly. It wasn't enjoyable for me, okay? But let me tell you, I am an exceptional writer. For my entire college degree, have been writing research papers, synopses, capstones, everything. I'm an incredible writer. I know how to analyze data. Do you want to know what I do for a living? I work in social media. Do you want to know what you do in social media? You have to be creative. You have to analyze data, and you have to be able to write well. You have to be able to research things. So whenever I've applied to jobs and they're like, ooh, actually, you don't have a marketing degree. Do you want to know what? I have 4 years of experience under my belt in social media marketing with incredibly good results in social media. Your degree doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. Do you want to also know what I'm doing with my time, with my degree and my incredible writing skills? I'm writing a fantasy series, a romantasy series, actually. And that's what I'm doing with my time, social media and writing novels. But I have a political science degree, okay? This is what I'm saying, y'all. Like, unless you want to be a doctor and want to cut people open, I recommend using some YouTube videos to learn skills that you want to learn, okay?
I'm starting to think that my college degrees have been a waste. Hear me out. I have a Bachelor of Arts in English and Journalism with a concentration in creative writing. And then I have a Master of Fine Arts, which is a terminal master's degree in, it's writing, fiction, right? In fiction writing. Originally it was nonfiction, and then I switched to fiction, whatever, right? I graduated many, many years ago. I'm a woman of a certain age. I'm an elder millennial. And I have never been able to find like sustainable work for any like length of time. Now, I did have like a somewhat decent salary at my most recent job, which ended in 2022. But even with that job, the benefits were horrible. And so I was going to have to pay like, I think $3,000 or $4,000 a month for healthcare for my entire family, which at that point, the salary was what? Not only have I never been able to find like sustainable work. I mean, I definitely can't find any work now. I've also have like an insane amount of money, like debt. Like it's crazy. We recently, as I've mentioned before, moved back in. Well, we moved into, my parents had a vacant apartment above their garage. And so we moved back in there because we couldn't afford to keep paying where we were paying. And it's sort of like a reset and starting over. But we've been here like 4 months now, and I still can't find a job. And I don't even know what job I want at this point. Like the jobs that I've been applying to have been influencer marketing jobs because I've been in content creation. I've been in this space for 12 years, right? Going on 13 years. And so that's kind of all I know. But none of that has anything to do with my degrees at all. At all. So as much as it's like cool to say you have these degrees, have they added any value to my life? If anything, I've been shackled with an insane amount of debt. And I'm grateful for what I've learned at school, for sure. But I would trade all of it to not have the debt that I have and to be able to actually find a sustainable job, which is partially why I've sort of moved away from any sort of traditional education for my kids, because knowing trigonometry really didn't serve me. Like the shit that they make you learn in school, whether it's even like your gen ed classes, your first couple of years of college, like, yeah, it like you have this well-rounded education, but to what end? I've never used trigonometry in my life, period. SOHCAHTOA what? Why?
So you went to school in your late 20s?
I'm not I finish in April.
Oh, you're still going?
I'm still going. I'm not paying.
Why I asked you how long the degree You should have told me you're still fucking doing it.
I'm almost done. It was a 4-year degree. I took a little breaky, and here we are.
And nowhere in your plan has IT been in the plan.
It's not in the plan.
What are you doing? Why are you spending this money then?
Okay.
Why are you okay with just getting more debt?
I wanted to finish it.
You're finishing. It's $53,000 you owe now. I don't give a shit about a piece of paper that you're never going to use.
I didn't want to owe and not have anything for it.
Yeah, but you would have owed maybe 5 to 10 instead of 53. And you're still not going to use it. That's
Maybe
the dumbest.
someday.
Your plans, you said you sat and thought about it. You sit and think a lot, but you lead to the dumbest conclusions ever, every time. Maybe you shouldn't think.
Do you need a degree? Comment down below.
So I'm gonna respond to this comment right here because this was my situation completely. What advice do I have for you? Go do that nursing. Don't even think twice about it. Especially if you want to have a job. I didn't use my biology degree for like 10 years straight before I even got my master's. I didn't even use that master's, but that's another story. So yes, it's been a year and a half. You can't get a job. You definitely will not get a job even at Walmart because you're overqualified, girl. Well, yes, do the nursing. Go start taking your prerequisites because I don't know how long it's been since you were out of school. Because I took a lot of prerequisites. Retook. Totally another video too. But yeah, please.
Somebody asked my husband, what do you do for work? And he's like, oh, I'm a mechanic. And then the guy proceeds to ask him, oh, do you work at a shop? Do you own a shop? And my husband's like, no, I don't own a shop. No, I don't work at a shop. The guy's asking such invasive questions. I didn't like it and I wanted to interrupt, but obviously I wanted to respect my husband in his conversation, so I didn't. But then he's giving my husband advice, telling him, oh yeah, you know, you should open up your own shop. Maybe you should go work for the dealership. Maybe you should do this. Assuming that my husband makes no money. Then my husband asks him, what about you? Did you go to school? And the guy goes, yes, I have my PhD. My husband goes, what do you do for work? He goes, oh, I'm currently not working right now. So then my husband says, oh, okay. So what do you plan on doing as of now? And the guy literally responds and says, I'm thinking about opening up something in the car industry. I think a dealership, he said. Mind you, he's giving my husband advice. He hasn't even started in the field yet. Not only that, he doesn't even have a job, but he has a degree. My husband makes good money, thank you God, and has his own business. But the moment that they hear that you are like blue collar, like a construction worker, a roofer, a mechanic, people assume you have no money just because you didn't get an education. But those are the jobs that are needed that nobody wants to do, and only some actually like to do it. So of course you're going to make money if you have ambitions and you can find work for it. You're gonna make money.
Never confuse education with intelligence. You can have a PhD and still be an idiot, according to Richard Feynman. So, I want to know, what are some real life examples of this situation? For me, it's going to be when I worked at a behavioral health institution. I had finally thought that I had found a real job because I've had like 25 jobs in my lifetime, right? I've worked from retail to fast food to restaurants, you name it. So I was like, man, real job finally. Yo, they were just as childish there at any other job I've ever worked at. One of the nurses literally would show up drunk, alcohol on her breath, and give medication to the kids. The staff, don't even get me started on the staff. The staff that worked there were just as bad as the kids. Okay, the behavior issues was rampant with the staff. All right, there was a staff member that actually got into a fight with the kid, fist fight with the 16-year-old, 30-year-old man. Okay, one of the staff gave one of the kids cigarettes. Yep, cigarettes. The higher up people, the management people up there, were just terrible. They let mold build up in these kids' bathrooms. Mold in the bathroom. They didn't do nothing about it. They could care less. All they care about was that moolah. They had one kid that had stayed there for almost 2 years. You're not supposed to stay there past like 6 months. 2 years this kid was there. and he was no better than he was when he first arrived. So don't tell me just because you have a degree does not mean you're smart. Okay? Intelligence does not equate to a degree.
Crazy times. Thank you for watching and comment down below. See you next time.